Hey. Hey, hey. Welcome to another video. This is our Bojoul channel. We are the home of self-care and wellness and everything and anything that will help you to become the highest and greatest version of yourself. So welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. Let me get my water, get myself together. Yes. So here we are. Here we go. Today we will be speaking about your word as it pertains to your self-care. What's so cool about what is so cool about self-care, right? In terms of the different aspects and the different components of self-care. Everything links together, you know? And today I want to focus on just your word. I come from a generation where our word is our bond, meaning what we say we do. Like I had a friend, God bless it dead, but he passed away. But he and I used to have these deep conversations about your word. And he would say that he lived his life in such a way that he felt like a man should be willing to die for the words that leave out of his mouth. And I thought that was so interesting because I had never ever heard anybody say things like that before. And that just struck me in such a deep way, and I never forgot it. And today our video is going to be basically about keeping your word to other people. When you say you're going to do something, do what you say you're going to do, or don't say it at all. When you are not a person of your word, it affects your self-care. I'm going to tell you how. First of all, when you tell someone you're going to do something, or you're going to have something, or you're going to be responsible for something, and you drop the ball, and here's the thing, let me just put this out here too. It's amazing to me how some people will tell you that they're going to do something or give you their word about something and completely not come through on it and pretend or act like they never said it. And I mean, that blows my mind because I guess, like I said, I come from a generation where your word is your bond. I cannot tell you something that I'm not going to do. And if I cannot do it because things happen, be responsible for whatever that thing was, whether you have to send somebody else to do it. And if Jupiter doesn't align with Mars and the cosmic forces collide and you just cannot do what you said you're going to do, be a person of character to at least let that person know this is what has happened and I will not be able to do it. And that is your last ditch effort resort that you have to at least come back to the person and let them know. It boggles my mind how people can tell you something and they literally act like they never said it. And you trying to search your mental Rolodex and be clear that you heard them correctly. And so in terms of our self-care, it affects us inside when you don't honor your word. I'm going to give you a few things, right, that affect you in light of our self-care when you are not a person of your word. That is something just so near and dear to me because as you have, I'm sure, I've been let down so many times. People told me certain things, and I done put all my eggs in one basket and banked on what they said, and they had not made good on it, and they did not make good on it. And then they looked at me like I was crazy for even questioning their lack of effort towards what they said out of their mouth. So I'm gonna give you a few things, and I want you to, if you can, like, take a note of these things and write them down, because it matters. One of the things that one of the reasons why it's so important for you to keep your word in terms of self-care is trust and reliability. You know, we live in a world you can't rely on hardly nobody. You can't trust nobody. It gets crazy out here in these streets. However, even though I see that's the dynamic around me, and I see a lot of people don't care about their word, care about what you say. When you fulfill your commitments to others, you establish a level of trust with them. In terms of self-care, right? You caring for yourself and building a life around you that supports you. You need people that you can trust. A lot of times people will say, I can't trust nobody. I can't trust nobody. But if you really do an inventory on your behavior, a lot of times people can't trust you either. And when you can't be trusted, you fail to build connections and relationships with people that they can depend on you. That at least they know that when Delcy says what she says, she means it. When I say something to a person and I'm delayed in making what I said happen, I follow up with the person to let them know it is coming, but this has got me tied up at this particular moment. But have no fear. I am going to do what I say I'm going to do. And me establishing trust and reliability with friends, family, colleagues, clients is very important to me. It is important that someone knows me as somebody who keeps their word. And I'm telling you, it makes me feel good to know that that's how a person regards me. That's adding an entire level to my self-care and what I'm doing. It is hard to share tips of encouragement with other people when they looking at you like you're not even a person of your own word. You don't even keep your word, has no weight to it whatsoever. And when it comes to your self-care and building relationships with people, keeping your word, the trust and reliability, that is one. Number two, respect and consideration. Have you ever had somebody, right? It's hot. I'm hot in here. Ooh. Have you ever had somebody to tell you that they're going to do something and they had you waiting for them? How about that? They had you waiting for them and they didn't show up, or they didn't come through on what you had. If y'all had some type of a deal or some type of a project you guys were working on, you brought your part to the table and they totally forgot about theirs, or just no respect, no consideration. Oh my God. I have to calm down because that makes me so livid. Oh my God. Like, I feel completely disrespected. And when you do not keep your word, that's how other people feel. Like, disrespect and lack of consideration. Like, how dare you? Now, in terms of your self-care, how in the world are you feeling good about building your self-care and taking care of yourself when you going around hurling insults and onslaughts of disrespect to people? That does not go well. That cannot go well. That doesn't go well with you. That doesn't go well with others. And for real, your self-care suffers. It does. Because like I said, self-care is holistic. It's not about drinking berry juice and exercising and going to the spa every day. There are layers to this thing. Building strong relationships is so key to your self-care for so many, many, many reasons. But just for sake of this conversation, respect and consideration. How can you expect somebody to consider you and respect you when you don't do the same thing? Your word has to be your bond. I know that's old school. I know it's old school. But some things just work. If we used to say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Your word should be your bond. What? The next thing, and I know this to be true so much, your professional reputation. Whatever your line of work is, whatever your career is, I don't care what you do, whether you're behind the desk, whether you have colleagues, whether you have your own business, whatever the situation is, your word matters. People will not refer people to you. They will not want to do business with you. They see how slick and Listen, your professional reputation, it'll take you years and years to build, but it'll take you a moment to destroy. Simply by lack of keeping your word. It's not worth it. You could take 30 years and build your reputation professionally, and one lapse of judgment or just lapse of giving a care about somebody else's, your word, it can destroy you. It can really destroy you, destroy your reputation and everything. And so keeping your word just keeps a sense of character and moral fortitude around you. That when, because see, I have to do business with a lot of people. We all do, whether we're in a professional setting or whether just in a basic setting. You have to interact with people, and when you pull up on the scene, you should have this or establish, even if you're new to something, you should establish this understanding that I can trust her. And in everybody's field of work and whatever it is that we're doing, we have opportunities to be dishonest and to fail to keep our word. Everybody does. What you do with yours is going to determine how everything else play out in your life. I'm a firm believer that every discipline affects the next discipline. Every discipline affects the next discipline. When you sloppy and messy and you unreliable in this area, it spills and it feeds over into this area, then this area, and then it's like a domino effect. That is not the life that we want to live when we're trying to build our self-care. Self-care is holistic. We need community. We need people. When I'm taking care of myself, I want to share and take care of others. And keeping my word is a part of my self-care plan. Simple as that. And professionally, major. Sometimes a person could be great at what they do. They're the best real estate agent. They're the best hairstylist. They're the best masseuse. They're the best, whatever they do, mechanic. But when their word is questioned and their integrity is on the line, they don't have good business. They do not, because the relationship that they could have built, they destroyed it because they're inconsistent and their character is sketchy. Their word means nothing. They say they're going to do something and they don't do it. Yo, I'm so passionate about that because it does something to me, because I am a person that, I'm telling you, and I continue to say this, like, I stress it to my children. I stress it to my grandchildren. Listen, don't tell me you're going to do something and you just don't tell me. It's okay you don't do it. Just don't tell me you're going to do it and don't do it. And don't do the same to other people, because of the way it make you feel, it's like the Bible says whatever a man is sowing, he will reap. When you put out that type of energy and that type of lack of regard for other people, don't be surprised when you get that lack of regard and respect for yourself when you're dealing with people. And it doesn't have to be from the people that you're disrespecting. We put this energy out into the universe and we're just going to get it back. Not necessarily from the people that you've done it to. So be mindful. Be mindful of what you say, what you do. Every single thing. If you say you're going to get it done. Stretch out. Or stop giving your word. What I will do is in certain situations if people ask me, hey, well, can you do this or that, whatever? I'll let you know. I will follow up with you later and I will let you know. Because when you give your word, that means that you have to make good on that. And it's like back in the day, we used to say, yeah, you could take that to the bank. That means that check, it's like when you get your IRS check or when you get a check back from the government. You do not take that check to the bank thinking that it's going to bounce. In your mind, you know that check is good because of the source. You know that the government, 9 times out of 10, they're not bouncing a check. But now if you get a check from like some sketchy person that you questioning or you don't know them, you may have a little trepidation and concern whether that check is good. So when you're speaking to people and when you're saying things to people, be a person of your word. Or don't say it at all. How about that? Just don't even bother to say it. Second, when you're a person of your not even second, but when you are a person of your word, you establish effective communication. When you follow through on your commitments, you're establishing clear expectation and you maintain these lines of open and honest communication. I can or I cannot. I will or I will not. Do you know what that does for your self-care? Just your person on within? I know that what I'm doing, I can look myself in the mirror. My mother used to always tell me, she said, you can run from everybody else, but you cannot run from yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror. And I get it. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, you not an honorable person. Or I like you. I like what you stand for. I like your character. To be able to look yourself in the mirror and say that to yourself, that's major. But when you are a person of your word, lines of communication are clear. It's no murky, ambiguous, you know what I mean? Ambiguous meanings and things getting lost in the source. You're very clear. Yes, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I said I'm going to do it. And this is what it's many times I've given my word. And I wish that I hadn't gave my word because maybe at the time that it came for me to fulfill what I have said, I don't want to do it now, or I'm tired, or something else has come up. However, I push because I've given my word. My word is like a check from the IRS. How about that? And your word should be the same way. Because as you're establishing your self-care plan and you're going through your self-care journey, your word is going to matter. Your word matters. It matters. It matters. It matters. Keep the lines of communication open. And last but not least, on keeping your word, it's a sense of personal integrity. When you honor your word to others, it reflects a sense of who you are, who I am. It aligns with your actions and your values and your principles, like showing that I operate in honesty and authenticity. Don't you know that it's like a diamond in the rough to find somebody who you know operate in authenticity and is a person of their word? That's gold. That is gold. To be able to find somebody, and I know that when I deal with this person, that they do what they say, they mean what they say. That's major. Be that person. Be that person that you want to find in this world. And that's especially as it pertains to your own personal integrity. It's like you could look at yourself and be happy with who you are and look in the mirror and be like, wow, okay. Every day we have an opportunity to look ourselves in the mirror again and be better today than we were yesterday. That is my prayer every single day. Lord, help me to be better today than I was yesterday. Not just a prayer, but an active declaration. I'm aware, I'm mindful. What I say, I'm do. What I say, I do. What I say, I do. And if I do not do it, please follow up. Don't just drop it like you never said it. Your word is like gold. Your word should be like gold. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is when God said, his word shall not return unto him void. My God. His word shall not return void, but it will accomplish that for which he sent it. We are made in the image of God. Our word should be just as good. How your word go out and it come back with nothing? Come on. It affects you. It affects your whole being. It affects all of your decisions. It affects everything. It reverberates down into your self-care decisions, your self-care plans, everything. It reverberates into all of that. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful today because be a person of your word. Let your word be a bond. It can positively or negatively affect your self-care journey. It really, really, really can. I am so grateful today to be able to have shared this with you. It's something I'm passionate about, as you can see. I love it. I love it because it's a part of character building, who you are. Just when somebody see you, they know like, nah, she's good. I've literally have introduced people, friends to other friends, and I will follow up that introduction with, no, they good people. They good. They good, you know? And then I also have had to introduce certain people or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. I don't know. It's a little sketchy etchy over there. I don't know. Be honest. And just be the person that you want to see in this world. Who said that? Was that Gandhi? Be the person you want to see, or be the change that you want to see. I'm grateful today to be able to have shared this video with you. And if you like this video, if you've enjoyed this video, share, subscribe. Each one teach one. And hit the like button. If you're listening to us on podcast, download it, share it, subscribe to our channel. Just link up with us. Link up, stay connected with this Bojoul movement. It's a movement because we're evolving. It's never just one thing. We talk about everything, any and everything that's going to help you to become a better, higher version of yourself. This is the self-care and wellness and beauty channel. Self-care and beauty and wellness. That's what we do. How I'm looking good and inside you're rotten. Come on now, stop that. Let's not do that. We're going to do holistic, everything. So I am grateful today. I want to thank you so much. And I appreciate you listening to this video. And please remember that self-care is the best care. Until next time, later.